Hi everybody, my name is Christy Ziegler and I am your instructor for ALTC804, Understanding the Learner. We start our journey together in this course on August 23rd and conclude December 17th. This is a 16-week course. And we're going to take just a few minutes to give an overview and an introduction to the course through this video cast just briefly. So I want to tell you that I am very excited to be teaching this class. This is the second time I've taught 804. I also teach 801 and I've taught 807, which is a reflective practice course that helps you prepare for your PPAT assessment. So I would tell you that it's been a blessing to get to teach several courses in the sequence that you're going to travel, because I have been a part of the beginning parts, the middle parts, and then I'll also have some understanding of where you're headed in preparation for the final course and the journey that you're on here with the Transition to Teaching program. A little bit about me. If you get into our course, I'm going to navigate over to there just real quickly, and let me shift the screen. If you're not as familiar with Blackboard, you'll go into find the course, and it is ALTC 804. You'll click on the link for Understanding the Learner. And what you will see in the navigation of the course is pretty simple. I would direct your attention to the announcements area. I will post announcements at the start of each module that will give you kind of some key pieces of focus for the module, the essential questions, if you will, and the objectives for where we're headed in that module of study. So look for those course announcements. They'll be pushed to your Fortes email program, so you'll want to be checking your email frequently. And I will use that as the predominant way to communicate with you, so please do make sure you're checking that account. A couple of things in the course navigation that you'll see. You can click on instructor information and find out a little bit about me and my background. I am currently a school administrator. I'm the Chief of Student Services for the Shawnee Mission School District in the Kansas City metro area. So you can find out a little bit more about my background and how I've made my journey to this point in education. Course introduction, that's where this video will be posted and where I'll share it. And then you'll have an opportunity to take a look at the syllabus and due dates for the course. Course announcements, that'll be another catch-all for those announcements, and you'll be able to find them in chronological order through that link. And then you'll get into the learning modules. I have all but module 1 hidden at this point. I will start opening those up so you can work at the pace that you want to. But I'm working through doing some video introductions for each of those modules and units of study. But this will give you a little taste of the overview for where we're headed in the course. We're going to be exploring some components and research behind child development, so we understand truly the developmental sequence that learners go through, no matter what level you may be reaching them through your participation in their lives as an educator. That's an interesting module to journey through. From there, we're going to do some research-based learning around the science of learning and look at what is effective practice and what is out there in the research base. Then we'll get into student motivation. Student motivation is always important when we're looking at academic and social emotional gains and performance in the classroom and just overall engagement. So we'll be exploring different ways to motivate learners. Module 4 gets us into patterns of intelligence and learning. Module 5 will look at more of the emotional influences on learning. That's where we get into some of the social emotional components and we learn a little bit about trauma and how that impacts the learner. We'll get into classroom management in Module 6, which is very, very important for your learner engagement and your classroom culture. And then Module 7, the final module, is differentiated instructional strategies. So looking at different ways that we can taper our instruction to really personalize the learning so that every learner may experience success in the classroom. And then you'll have a link to the discussion boards, which are also embedded into each one of the modules of study that'll link to the topic. Some of the lower resources, I just consider these ancillary resources, support resources for the course. You'll find rubrics and grading information. There's a discussion posting tutorial that one of the instructors has put together that's just a simple one page. So if you're not as comfortable with using the discussion in Blackboard, that's where we'll be working. That gives you kind of a screen by screen look of how to post and participate. how to open assignments and submit them, another resource created by a Fort Hays instructor that's helpful. And then you'll be able to check your grades. And I encourage you to check here throughout the modules because I will post roughly 1 week after each module is due. You'll be able to find your completed grading for that module in your My Grades link. Let's take a look just briefly, and I won't spend a whole lot of time because we're already at the 5-minute mark, but I want to walk you through the syllabus because there's some key pieces of the syllabus that are important. How do you reach me? I want you to reach out to me if you have any questions, if you have any challenges. I know we're still living through a pandemic, and sometimes life happens to us that forces us to focus in different areas and balancing the needs of our work and our families and also the course. So I will always be understanding of any challenges that come your way and will work with you. I can't work with you if you do not communicate with me. And I will tell you that's my biggest frustration as an instructor because I always strive to be professional with my students, to be professional when I'm in the workplace. And I can't help you if you don't reach out and communicate and let me know what you need in terms of support. So I'm going to ask you to advocate for yourself, but please don't wait for the last minute. If you're dealing with a sick child, if you're dealing with something in life that's big, that's going to take some of your focus away, I will work to extend deadlines for you. I just ask that you keep me in the communication loop as quickly as possible so I'm not wondering and worrying that something's happened. So please just be open with communication. You can reach me through my Fort Hays email account. There will be times with assignment work, I'll ask you to complete assignments using your Google Apps account. So maybe you'll complete something in a Google Doc or Google Slides. For those files, I want you to share link access with me so I can comment and edit right on the document with you. And you'll use my Google account to share those doc pieces. I provide my personal cell phone to you because we are remote. Sometimes that's the fastest way to reach me, so don't hesitate to shoot me a text. Please identify yourself because I'm not clairvoyant, but I will always get back to you as quickly as I can. So in the syllabus, you've got some basic course information. From looking at the modules, you should have a good grasp of where we're headed in this course in understanding the learner. So we're going to be looking at human development. That was module 1. We'll be looking at the psychology of learning. We get into student motivation, classroom management, different influences. You're going to hear about different research perspectives and what that brings into understanding where learners come from and how they grow and how we can best meet their needs. So it's a fun and very valuable course. Fun to teach, lots of good resources. You've got the standard university grading scale, you've got the course objectives and standards. Those are just good things to always set the stage for any learner. I encourage you to have that in your own curriculum syllabus. And then the other key piece that I want to draw your attention to is this is the area, if you want to see in one quick table, an overview of what you ultimately are responsible for in terms of graded assignments for the course. So you'll have the due dates. They're due every 2 weeks. You'll always have a discussion board that's linked to the overall module topic. For the discussion board, your responsibility is to have a meaty post that really responds to the prompt and covers all the components that the prompt's asking you to address, but also be a good colleague to others in the course. And I want you to participate and engage with at least 2 other students. So please don't wait till Sunday night when everything's due by midnight to get in there and start posting. I want you to post throughout the 2-week period and not just wait to the end point. Make the discussions robust. We all grow from that collegiality and hearing other people's diverse thinking. You'll also have an assignment. So discussion boards are 25 points. The assignment's always going to be worth 100. There's a variety of learning products that you will produce from, there's a couple of written papers, there's a couple of presentations that you'll put together and deliver, and so forth. So that gives you just kind of a nice little layout of where we're headed for the course and assignments. There is a fall break in the course, right, adjacent to the Thanksgiving holiday, so that'll be a nice piece to kind of take a time to catch our breaths and recharge our batteries before we go back to that last month of the school, of the year with our learners. So we'll stay in contact, and I'll also be accessible throughout that week if anyone has any questions or you're using that as maybe a week to get ahead or play catch up. So we'll just communicate as we go. If you have any questions about anything that I've covered in the introductory video, please reach out. Ask me questions. I want to be accessible to you. You will get communication from me throughout the course. And again, that'll be in the form of course announcements and just some good things to know as we get into each of the modules. So again, I'm excited to work with each one of you. I'm excited to get to know you through the work that you will produce and some of the discussions that we'll have. And I wish you all the best in this course as we get started. Have a great day.